Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Michelle Glover with Batter and Bold Bakery. It is early, and I am in the kitchen early so I can get out of the kitchen early. So it is Thanksgiving. We know that we're in the heat of Thanksgiving right now, and I'm down in the kitchen really early this morning. I had a couple of orders that I needed to get done, and as well as started, preparing for my family's desserts as well. But I thought of another quick tip and trick. I'm doing a pound cake this morning, and I wanted to give you my suggestions. Number one, you need a really good pound cake pan. This is a Nordic. I'll put the link to where you can get these as well, but I got all of my pans from Amazon. These are the best, cleanest, evenly cooking pound cakes. Pound cake pans that I've ever used. So if it doesn't have to be a Nordic, right? But if you want something that really works well, it does not peel, it does not, it's been under the extremes of heat as well as extremes of cool, and it's done very well. But I wanted to give people an insight of what I do to prep my pan. A lot of people use cooking sprays like Pam, which I have over here today. I got a couple of layer cakes to do, and I use it for that. But for my pound cakes, I use the old-fashioned way, which is using oil and flour to batter my pans. Pound cakes are very heavy cakes. They're very dense cakes. So what I found for me, cake sprays are fine, but when I want to ensure that it's going to flip out, it's not going to stick, I found out that just going back to the traditional oil and flour to make sure your pans are prepped has always worked, and I flip out with a smooth cake. So I'm going to take a paper towel, and I dipped it in the oil, and I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to batter the bottom, the middle, hold on, in the way, the middle, the tube part, and then the outer parts. And I'll show you what I'm doing. But basically, I just take a pretty good amount of oil, put it on a paper towel, and make sure that the pan is greased very well on the bottom, the middle tube, and around the sides. So there you have that, and it's oiled really, really well. And then I just take some flour. Depends on what you're using today. I'm using self-rising flour. I just put a little bit in the pan, and I shake it around. And I do this, I may shake it around a lot, but the goal here is to make sure that that pan is completely covered. And what I usually do to get the tube in the middle, I'll just take a little bit more and just sprinkle it specifically around the middle of that tube to make sure it's covered. And I shake it around, make sure all sides are covered, and I shake out the excess, and there you are. That pan is ready, and it's ready for the batter. All right, so we'll be back when I show you once we get the batter in and what we do to get it in the oven. Thanks. Okay, we are back, and I have mixed the pound cake batter together. This is a lemon pound cake. So again, we talked about the batter, the cake pan that I've prepped for the pound cake. So I have prepared the batter, and I'm going to put the batter into the pound cake pan. I don't know if you all can see this, but I'll show you after I get it in. This is a lemon pound, like I said before, and I am getting the batter into the pan. And you can use this with whatever pound cake recipe you have. Here's the batter. So what I like to do, can you guys see that? There you go. I like to shake my batter around. It helps to get whatever air pockets that you have from mixing in the batter. As you can see, there are a few holes that are poking through. It's always good to kind of shake your batter in your pan to get some of those air bubbles out. And another thing I do as well, I usually have a skewer, but I don't have one today. But I'm gonna take a knife and I'm just gonna kind of swirl it around in the cake batter, real slow, real easy. Not scraping the bottom or the sides of the pan, because you got your pan ready with your flour and your oil. But what I'm doing is slowly going over through the cake and just getting any extra air pockets that could have gotten trapped out of the batter. One common mistake that we all make, I'm very guilty of it, is sometimes you can overmix your batter. And when you do that, you get a lot of air pockets in your batter. And then when it bakes, you get holes in your batter. So what this process does is get rid of any additional holes or air pockets that you have in your batter from mixing. That way you won't get any holes in your cake. So that's what I just did. I'm gonna shake it just like that a little bit and let the cake batter settle. We're gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees for an hour and maybe, well, an hour and 10 minutes, all right? And then we'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, we are back and we are about to flip out the lemon pound cake. It bakes at 350 for 1 hour and about 5 minutes. So we're gonna flip it out and see what it does. Okay, the cake is still hot. I allow my cakes to stay in the pan for 10 minutes. So that's what it looked like when it came out of the oven. And I'm just going to kind of knock it a little bit on the table. It's already moving. And I'm gonna flip it out onto a plate first, and then we're gonna flip it onto our cake board. So let me kind of do this. I like to grab it from the bottom. Like I said, this cake plate is still hot. So I felt it. Oh yeah, that's a good flip. Let's see, look at there. There it is. It looks really good. But I'm gonna flip it back onto a cake board because it's going to a customer. So there you are. There is your lemon pound cake. Now we're gonna let this cool. It's gonna take a long time, so about an hour and a half to cool. And then we will later put glaze and lemons on it for my customer. But there you have it, and that's the reason why, again, for my pound cakes, this pan is hot. For my pound cakes, I always use flour and oil, or Crisco vegetable oil, because you get a clean flip like this, and the cake holds together really well. All right. Okay, thank you.